Hello my beautiful butterflies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beverley and it is lovely to see you today. In this video I'm going to be doing a witchcraft tag, so grab that cup of tea, let's get to it. So one of my favourite things about being a YouTuber is the community around you. You make so many friends and find a real community in the niche that you choose to make your videos about. You find a community of people who are watching your videos, and personally I just have loved every moment of being a creator. So when I saw that a lot of my favourite witchcraft creators were doing this tag, I was so excited, especially when Megan from Round the Cauldron tagged anybody who wanted to do it, because I'm a really small YouTuber, like really small, and so people aren't going to think of me immediately when they're doing a tag. So it was really nice to have somebody just be like, anybody who would like to do it, go and do it. Now the person who started this, their name is Starlight the Wild Witch. I will leave links down below to her and anybody else I've mentioned, because the great thing about this tag is we're talking about our witchcraft journey as well as our journey as creators, which is really great because we get to discover other YouTubers. I've been following so many new witchy YouTubers just because of this tag, so I really love that. But before we get to it, don't forget, if you are new here, you can click the subscribe button to become part of the butterfly family. We would absolutely love to have you here. You are more than welcome. Don't forget to leave this video a cheeky little like and drop me a comment down below, because I love chatting to each and every one of you. And while you're down there, don't forget to check the description for links to Patreon and Ko-fi. But let's get to the questions, shall we? My name, Beverley Butterfly, my online name, I've been using it for so long, came from a friend of mine who came and did like a burlesque pin-up photo shoot at my house many years ago, and he said, well, you need a burlesque name, and so he came up with Beverley Butterfly because I have butterfly tattoos and I love butterflies, so it's just stuck with me ever since. I've had a few different names on YouTube, but this is the one that's really stuck the longest. But yeah, I am Beverley Butterfly and I really love that. It's witchy, it's cute, it's also a bit vintage. Yeah, it's just everything. I love it. I've got a couple of things that I do here on the channel. One is like day out vlogs. I love going out to museums and stately homes and things like that, and I also will do on my blog like how accessible that place is. So if you're thinking of going for the day to wherever, I will also have a blog post about how accessible that is. I also do content about disability and disability awareness, as well as accessible witchcraft, because I think quite often witches think, oh, I can't do that because I have illnesses that stop me being able to do it. But changing things and making them a bit more accessible is something that is a skill and something that is fun, that I really love doing. So I share my witchcraft journey here as well, and I also do like vintage thrifting, that sort of thing. Yeah, I do a bit of a few different little subjects, but I just love history, I love witchcraft, I love talking about the things that I'm passionate about, and anything that I'm learning more about, I tend to bring here to the channel. It's just like my kind of like a diary. If you go back to my first video and watch everything till now, which please do, I need the watch time, but if you do, then you'll be able to follow my whole journey as a human being, because I've been on here a while. I don't know how I got into doing witchcraft, but it slowly evolved and now we are here, and I love what I'm doing now. I love it. So I wanted to make a channel for a while. I was watching YouTube for a couple of years, and there was somebody who used to be a creator, they're not anymore, but they used to be a creator, and I used to reply to them with like these massive mind-blowing comments, and they just messaged me one day and said, you know, you should make a YouTube channel. You've obviously got things to say and no voice. And that really resonated with me, and so I created my YouTube channel. It was just somewhere where I could get a hobby, just another hobby, to something to learn and a way to have a voice. I have had my blog for many years, so it just felt like just another way of keeping a diary of my travels in life. Sorry, I saw something out the corner of my eye. It's probably one of my ancestors or something stopping by to check on me, as they do. Should we have a look? It's about 5 or 6 years at this point, I think. Yeah, I think it's about 5-6 years, something like that. It's a long time to be creating, and I've learned a lot. My content's changed a lot. Like if you look at my initial year of content, then you look at it now, it's very different. I love what I'm doing now. I didn't really have a focus and a passion until I started dressing vintage. Well, today I'm in my pyjamas because it's Sunday. I refuse to get dressed on a Sunday. So there we go. I usually dress in vintage clothing, vintage style clothing. I thrift a lot. So that started coming onto the channel, and my channel started to grow from there. And then I added in witchcraft because that was another passion of mine. So yeah, it's been a long time. I really want to bring more crafting onto the channel. I want to learn how to make things with my hands. I feel like as I get older, I want to be able to sit and do things with my hands and keep my brain active. So that is definitely something that I want to bring on. I have started to do that. I'm not very good at it, but for me personally, it's just another journey that I'm on. I love when I step into a new journey. I love showing it here on YouTube. It is kind of like having a little diary of my life, really, and I like that. I like that kind of way of thinking about it, really. So yeah, I would love to do that, and I really want to bring sewing back onto my channel. I'm hoping this month I'll be able to do some more sewing. I love learning to sew. The problem is I've been in a massive flare, hence the arm brace. I've just been really struggling with my chronic illnesses. My fatigue is a lot worse, and so it just makes it harder to do things. So yeah, I really want to bring sewing back. Outside of YouTube, I love role-playing online, so I do a lot of creative writing style role-play, and I am going to be doing like a full video all about role-playing. I have many people asking me questions about role-playing, but I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. Yeah, role-playing. I also have just started playing like tabletop gaming and role-playing games in person with friends of mine. Hi, Kirsty. Which I'm really enjoying. I love going to that. It's really helping with my independence. It's helping me to get out of the house. And it's also really good for increasing my confidence. So I really love that. I love reading, but I do book reviews here on the channel, so that doesn't really count. I love playing Sims 4. Yeah, I love playing The Sims. It is so much fun. I've been playing with my family for quite a while now, and I really enjoy it. I love cooking as well. Yeah, I do like cooking. See, my hobbies are always things that my body can't handle. Like, it's so frustrating. Oh. So at the beginning of every month, I sit down with my husband, we plan out our whole month. We've got a diary each and we plan out our content. My husband is a content creator as well. He does like conspiracy theories and true crime and local history, that sort of thing, while he takes walks on a huge forest that is by us, and he goes for beautiful walks and tells you about local history and true crime and things like that. It's a really great channel, always linked down below. Go and give him a follow. But yeah, what was the question? Yeah, so we write down there. My content is quite regimented now. I had to drop down from 2 videos a week to 1 video a week, but I still end up making 2 videos a week sometimes, most weeks, because I love it. But I just love sitting down and having that time with my husband. We usually have a cup of tea and we like plan out our content and what we're going to be doing for the month, because we do go out for a day together, and that is done as a vlog for this channel, and he sometimes does like the history of the place that we visited on his channel, so it's a nice little crossover, so we really enjoy that. And then also on my iPad I have a whole page of like just ideas, so if ever I get to time when I can't film something, either I'm not very well or you know whatever, I have ideas as backup. So yeah, I just tend to like go with the flow. What are the tools of your trade? So how do I record my videos? So first of all, my phone. If I'm out and about and I'm doing a vlog, it's my phone. I use my phone. It's less conspicuous than having a camera, so I can film in places where they might be a bit funny about it if you came in with the whole big camera and everything like proper YouTuber. So it's just easier and less conspicuous. People don't tend to look at you, they tend to assume you're like FaceTiming or something, so you can kind of get away with it. So definitely on my phone. And also let me take a photograph so I can show you. This is my camera, there's me. This is a little Sony camcorder affair, like that. And then I have one of these lights. Now you can see how messy my room is. Yeah, my tools of my trade are reasonably priced things, and they're things that generally I had anyway, like a phone I have anyway. The camcorder we'd had for a long time. I can't remember why we bought it, and then my husband bought me a new one when that one broke, so it's exactly the same. But these are not that expensive, these little camcorders, and they are really good. They've got good little mics on them, so I don't use like an exterior mic or anything, so there's that. And then the light, I think I got in the sales at Amazon. I think that's like £20. You don't need a lot of mad equipment, you don't need a lot of crazy lights and things. You could just have like a lamp without the lampshade, really, when you think about it. You can make it as difficult and complicated as you want, but YouTube, I mean, this like, have you ever watched my vlogs and thought, oh, the camera quality isn't that great? We're so lucky nowadays. Our phones have amazing capabilities, and most of the time we don't use a lot of the things that they can do. So if you've got a phone, go for it. There you go. That's from me. I don't really get burnt out, I'll be honest. I have times where I'm forced to not record or forced to not do a video because of my health. I have several chronic illnesses, and if I'm in a lot of pain or I'm feeling very fatigued, obviously then I cannot possibly get a video out, and my health will always be priority. So those days I will not record, but I've never experienced burnout, and I think it's because I'm not just concentrating on one subject. Like, there's 3 things that I cover here on the channel: disability awareness, vintage fashion and history and things like that, like days out vlogs, and witchcraft. And because of that, I have a lot of scope to change and chop and change. So if I'm not in the mood to talk about witchcraft one week, I might change it to something else. Or if I'm not feeling well enough to do a full-on spell on camera, I might do something different. So it's just all about chopping and changing. I don't know how people cope and manage if they're just doing one topic on their channel. Like, it's no wonder people who only do one subject get burnt out, because to think continually of something new, of something different to do, is very overwhelming. So I'm not surprised people do get burnt out. And also, it's surprising how much hard work YouTube is. It's a lot of work, you know, editing, recording, promoting, and you've got to be like your best promoter. You've got to scream from the treetops that you're a YouTuber and that you need more subscribers, or you know, you need more people watching this video or doing this, that and the other, and it's very, very hard. Can't think of one video that I'm like incredibly proud of. I love my day out vlogs. They show me using like walking aids. They show me out and about trying to have a day out. and have fun even though I'm in pain or I'm tired or whatever, and I show how accessible somewhere is. I'm really proud of those, because too often all we get is like the accessibility information on a website, and you click it and it'll just have like a couple of paragraphs. It's not enough information, and that's why I do the vlogs of places where I go for days out, and I also follow that up with a blog post about the accessibility there. I'm also really proud of any time I've spoken about mental health. I have a lot of mental health videos here on the channel, so if you struggle with mental health issues, me too, and I've spoken a great deal about them here and on my blog. Links to my blog are down below. Yeah, I think it's really important to be open about your mental health and to do things that are going to help others. And so that's why I started my blog. That's why I'm here creating on YouTube, to try and help people and encourage people. That's what life is all about, right? Oh, this is difficult because there's so many. Megan from Round the Cauldron, she's the first person who I watched who was just sitting. A lot of witches and witchcraft community try and make everything aesthetic, and it's beautiful, you know, and you watch it and you're just like, how did they even film that? How did they edit that? The colouring, the lighting, it's beautiful. But I do quite like this style of just sitting and talking. So you could be doing the washing up, or you could be taking your dog for a walk, or you could be colouring in or doing a hobby, crocheting, whatever, and you're listening to me chatting away. I think aesthetic videos, you do have to like pay attention and watch them to get everything out of them. So I do like her videos a lot. I'm so glad that she's back on my list, because for some reason YouTube had stopped telling me whenever she uploaded. I thought she'd stopped uploading, and suddenly a video popped up and I was like, Megan, I missed you. So yeah, that was exciting. Who else? The Witch's Cookery. Her videos are so beautiful. I love learning about witches from different cultures and different places. Other than America, like a vast majority of witches on YouTube are American. And no offense to my American compadres, but your craft and your beliefs and your culture is very different to mine. And it's kind of oversaturated in the American market. Like, it's hard to find English-based books even. Everything's like Americanized. So I love watching her and learning about her family, and watching her decorate her home and cook beautiful food, and learn while I'm watching her beautifully aesthetic videos. I love that. I think the other person I'm gonna mention is Magical Crafting. Yeah, I'm on her Patreon. I followed their channel for years now, and they really showed me that magic isn't just at an altar or in a, you know, playing with herbs and making it can be that. It can be that, but it can also be creating a picture for a god or a goddess that you like, or making a sigil and making a beautiful picture. I love that. Also, pagan crafting really inspire me as well. So I think those are 4 amazing witches who really inspire me here on the channel to just keep growing and keep trying new things and finding really what works for me. And all of the creators that I mention in this video will be tagged down below, so please go and follow everybody, because they're all amazing. The same with the next question, like, are there any channels I would recommend? Like, I just think those 4 are incredible, and they give you a really good basis for your craft. I think the best thing I could say is follow witches from different like backgrounds, races, colours, creeds, cultures. Like, really explore different types of witchcraft. And I don't mean that in a, we're going to colonise this and start practising something crazy from Africa or something mad from Australia. We're not going to do that, because white people from England have done that enough. We're going to step back from that. Instead, we're just going to look around, show interest in different people from different cultures, and learn about how different witches practice, because it's so inspiring to see different spells and different cultures and how they connect with the earth, how they connect, you know, how they see ancestor work and how they do things. It's just incredibly interesting. So I'm not going to mention anybody here. I've already mentioned people. So I'm just going to say, Like, look around. Follow crone witches. There are some amazing crone witches. There are young witches. There are male witches, female witches. There are all sorts of witches out there. And I think quite often the big creators tend to be skinny white female presenting people. Add a little spice, as they say. I think a big misconception is that we all know everything. Like, people ask me questions, I'm like, I have no idea, I don't know. And that many of us are quite shy people. Many of us have social anxiety or even chronic illnesses, and so we're not able to be there all the time answering questions, and we can't make every video that is asked of us. We can't do everything that you want us to do, and we have to have a channel that resonates with our own beliefs and our own wants for our channels. And I think sometimes people just assume that we're going to make videos on everything that is asked. I always listen when people ask me to make a video, but I don't always make videos that are asked of me. I have to really follow my guts, and I think all of us feel that way. So I think there is this misconception that we're all here at any time. Like, if you need me, I need to ask a question, I'll just message at 3 o'clock in the morning. That kind of mentality. Like, YouTube is hard work, and most of us do it as well as full-time work, full-time jobs, and it's just a hobby, and that can be extremely exhausting. So just be kind to your creators, leave them nice comments, like the videos, share them out, you know, be kind to your favourite creators, because quite often we're working for very little money. It's very hard to make money from YouTube. I love my community. I love my butterfly family. Whether you follow me on Patreon and you get a little shout out, whether you are just a casual viewer who's not subscribed, please subscribe. Whether you are just somebody who is just hanging out with me and leaves me a little like. Whatever you do, you're part of the butterfly family. If you hang out with me, that is just who you are. You can name what type of person in the family you would be. I'm grandpa snoozing in the corner, definitely. But I love my little family. That's the best thing that's come out of YouTube, and I've made some of my best friends through being on YouTube. Katie and Kirsty have become like really close friends, and two people who I really appreciate having in my life, and both of them were just people who started watching me on YouTube, and we started talking, and now we're real life friends, as well as online YouTube friends, as well as Sarah, who is a really good friend as well. She's somebody who watches me and she supports me. She's a moderator on my Discord server, which if you would like to be in my Discord server, all you have to do is join my Patreon, because that's one of the little perks. It's only £2 a month though, so go and check that out if you'd like. One of my biggest struggles is the analytics. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't know why my channel isn't growing or why it hasn't grown, and I find that frustrating. And I don't understand how to change these things, because I watch videos about all sorts of things to do with being a YouTuber, like how to improve, how to grow, how to do this, that and the other, and I'm already doing them all, yet my channel grows very slowly and I don't get many views, and I'm just like, what am I doing wrong? If anybody knows, please let me know, because I have no clue why my channel is how it is, but I love my little corner of the internet. So it's a challenge. It's a challenge, because the thing is, I could chase the algorithm all day, but would I be happy with the channel that I created if I did that? If I did that for a year, would I be happy with the videos I'd made? Would I feel proud of myself? I'm not sure that I would. The algorithm is so fickle, and you have to like chase it, grab it and hold on for dear life and keep chasing it in order to keep getting views and stuff. I don't think that works. It doesn't work for me anyway. So that's a big struggle and a big challenge for me, and probably why my channel doesn't grow. But chasing the algorithm just seems very counterproductive for anybody's mental health. So there you go. I think, look, to record a video takes, what, about 40 minutes, an hour, depending on the length of the video. To edit a 20-minute video, for me personally, takes me about 2, 3, 4, no, about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours, something like that. So you're talking about 5 hours for one video. Then I have to put it out. I do my own screen captures, my own subtitling and things like that, so to get the video out takes another hour. So each video takes me about 6 hours, broken up over a couple of days, and I don't get any money for that. There are people who've got thousands of subscribers and they get like £20 a month from YouTube. We put in a lot of work for very little monetary value. So if a witch out there or a creator wants to give up working the 9-to-5 job in order to be a full-time YouTuber, and in order to do that they have a Patreon like me, or they have a Ko-fi like me, or they create pages for people to buy and download, or they make ebooks, or whatever it is, do it. I think we should pay people what they're worth. We live in a capitalist society. What do you want people to do? You want people to put in all this time and effort and energy for nothing, for no return? Like, you're watching our content and paying nothing for it. It's beautiful, it's an amazing thing, but the other side of it is we're not getting paid for providing hours and hours and hours of entertainment. I mean, I'm just as guilty. I watch mostly YouTube. I don't watch a lot of other things. And I think it's just because I love hearing from normal people who have the same interests and hobbies as I have. And I think quite often we forget that, oh yeah, we live in a capitalist society and they need to pay their rent and they need to be able to buy food and actually buy the things that they use on their channel. I mean, if I'm going out for the day, that's money. I have to pay for tickets. I have to pay to get there, so that's petrol. I have to pay for lunch out and things like that. I'm not getting paid for any of that. I don't get it back. So yes, I have a Patreon. It helps towards paying for those things that I use on my channel. And if other people are doing spells and things all the time, they have to buy equipment to do it and they're not getting paid, where do you think that the money's coming from? You know, people have to get paid. I'm waffling a lot in this video. This is going to be a long video. I apologise. Do I have any boundaries? I mean, my main boundary is I don't reply to people if I don't want to reply to them. I delete comments if I find them offensive, or I just think that it's just somebody trying to be mean or trying to pick a fight. I will remove them. I know where the block button is. Like, don't push me. This is my hobby. I come here, I battle, like I'm in a lot of pain today. I'm very tired. You can see from my pale and pasty face. I'm not feeling good, but I'm here because I love creating. But in order to protect my mental health, I'm not going to let somebody come and rain on my parade. And so if I don't want to reply to someone, if I do want to block them, I will do it. And that's just to protect my little corner of the internet and protect members of my butterfly family. I'm just not going to have somebody attacking somebody, or, you know, I'm just not going to have that. So my current goal is to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That is it's a big one for me. I would love to get monetized by the end of the year as well. I'm not sure it'll happen, but if you're not yet subscribed, subscribe, watch some of my older videos, you know. Make my dreams come true. I was going to say Jim will fix it then. No, he will not fix it. Yeah, I'd just love to grow my channel. I feel like I'm in a little bubble on my own, and sometimes I feel very isolated, like I'm not part of any community, and that can be very overwhelming, and kind of, it's how I've felt all my life, like I'm separate to everyone else. And I find it hard, like I'm surrounded by a bubble and I find it hard to get out. When that happens online as well, you kind of feel a bit like, is it me? Am I the problem? My goal is just to grow my channel and to help people. I would love to help people. I get a lot of really nice comments from people saying how much my content has meant to them, and that means the world to me. I do my best to share my chronic illness journeys, to share ways to make witchcraft more accessible and to make it so that anybody can practice. I think too often we think it's got to be this big over the top ritual, and it doesn't have to be that, because that's really tiring and out of reach for a lot of disabled witches. Yeah, as long as I help people, I'd love to grow, that's it. I've made a lot of mistakes over the years. I think my first mistake was making videos based on other people's content. Like if I saw somebody was doing well, I would switch and start doing that sort of content, which was why I went from doing like mental health and disability, and then I switched to doing geeky content, and then I switched again, and that's a big mistake. I should have just started doing things that I was actually passionate about and carried on doing stuff that I was passionate about, which is what I'm doing now. That was a big mistake, and I think it's held me back in growing quite a lot, but I'm quite stable in my content now, so I'm hoping people will start finding me. That would be so exciting. But yeah, I fixed it by just literally following my heart and following what gives me joy, which is the things that I talk about here. My channel has changed a lot. The name itself of the channel has changed a couple of times. I was Misadventure at one point, so I've changed name a couple of times. I think when I look back at my first video, which I can do, I think I talked about mental health or something like that. I can't even remember what my first video was about. But I'm just sat against like a plain blue wall in our house, and no, I'm not. I'm sat in front of a cabinet, and I'm just like holding my dog, talking. It's very strange. It's a very strange video set up. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Now I have lighting, and I have a nice camera, and I have a nice phone with a nice camera, so that I can record vlogs and record while I'm out and about. And that's really helped me to grow. I think my confidence is the main thing that's changed. And I've had some amazing opportunities. I got to be on a TV show called Bargain Brits on Benefits. I'll leave a link to that episode down below if I can find it. And also I had the chance earlier this year to work with Shugborough and the National Trust to do a video about accessibility and how the National Trust is trying to improve accessibility to the stately homes and things. It just so happened that our local stately home, the Shugborough, which I've done a few videos there, but they asked me to be part of it because they are the flagship for disability and accessibility, and that was an incredible opportunity. I hope that'll be out soon, because I can't wait to see that, but I got to do that like at the beginning of the year, so the opportunities that it's given me have been really cool. So yeah. Yes, just before I started my Patreon, I was going to quit. There's been a couple of times when I was going to quit, but that was the closest I came to it. Basically because of not growing, not getting many views. I'm putting a lot of time and effort into my channel. I do a lot of things here on the channel that give me a lot of joy, and I love my little butterfly family. But at the same time, I'm putting in all this effort and time to be on a platform where I don't get shared out, people don't see me, and I feel like, you know, the unwanted stepchild. And it feels very cliquey sometimes, the community can. So yeah, I have wanted to quit. I don't think I ever will, but it has given me times where I've been like, oh, I want to quit. But we all have crises of faith. We all have these problems. It's just a thing. It's just a thing. I wish I knew that I could just make lovely videos and relaxed videos and tell my truth, and people would want to see that. People would want to be involved with me. People want to watch me. I wish I'd known that before I started, because I honestly didn't think anybody would. And now I have my butterfly family, and I have Patreons, and on there we have like a Discord server where we chat. I've made friends on here. I wish I'd known just how lovely that would be, because I think I would have let go of my fears a lot earlier and my worries a lot earlier. And I wish I'd known that I don't have to worry about viral videos and chasing the algorithm or doing what that other person's friends doing to enjoy my content. I don't need to do that. All I have to do is just be myself and show my journey, show my life, and people will enjoy that because you're going to enjoy it more, Beverley. So stop trying to be everybody else. But I think that's part of being neurodivergent, and it's something that I've always done, like copied friends. I've always done it. Like if somebody, like at school, if somebody said, oh, I like this TV show, I'd be like, oh, I like that too, and then I'd immediately start watching it just because I wanted to be accepted. And I think it's really helped me grow spiritually, having a YouTube channel as well. It's helped me to see that shadow side of me and really start to work on that. So that's been really cool. I post on TikTok when I'm well enough. I do like outfit of the day, little videos with a little bit of positivity. So yeah, I have TikTok and Instagram. I love creating on Instagram. I am on Twitter, or is it X now? Oh, there, but not very often. I'm mostly retweeting dogs that need to be adopted and disability news, just to help people find it. I have a Pinterest, which I love, and is that it? Well, I've got Patreon and I've got Ko-fi. Patreon, you get like extras, but Ko-fi, like people can just, like, say you enjoyed this video, you could give me a tip of £1 or something over there. I have plans for those platforms, but yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I've got plans, guys. I've got plans. Realise that it's hard work. It is hard work. You'll put in a lot more hours and a lot more time than you will get monetarily back. So if you're wanting to do YouTube to make lots of money, it's not the place for you. If making money is a side thing and you just want to help people, or you just want to show yourself doing, I don't know, jigsaw puzzles, or you want to make an art channel or whatever it is that you're interested in, just do it, go for it. You might feel nervous about it at first, but you will never grow in confidence until you do the thing. So if you want to do the thing, don't wait for the confidence, just do it and the confidence will come. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to have all the equipment. Like a lot of people in this tag are telling you the cameras they're using, the lights they're using and all that kind of thing, and it might feel like, oh my gosh, I can't afford those things. But if you've got a camera phone, record that way round and you're good to go. There's too much emphasis on materials. You don't need that. You just need to sit down and start talking to a camera. And if you can do that, you can do YouTube. In this video, I'm not going to name anyone because a lot of people in the witchcraft community have already been tagged. I'm going to say, if you follow me or if you see this video and you are a small YouTuber and nobody's tagged you yet, I'm tagging you. I am tagging you. I want to see your answers. Tag me in your video and say, Beverley tagged me, because I want to hear all of your answers. All the questions will be down in the description. So yeah, I want to hear everything. Share your story. You are tagged. So that was the tag. I'm sorry, I got a bit waffly and now I'm really, really tired and my head started hurting because of the light. Genius move. I do want to just quickly, before you all trickle off, thank my beautiful Patreons here for supporting me and for being there for me. All of you mean the absolute world to me. I try and do as many extra little goodies as I can. I recently did a whole Halloween haul just for them. So if you're interested to see what I got for Halloween, head over to Patreon. Link is down below. And I just want to thank you all for being here and being part of the butterfly family. I do hope if you're new here and if you found me because of this tag that you'll stick around. I do videos once a week. So, well, sometimes twice. Most of the time twice. And I do outfit of the days and I talk about lots of different things and you'll never get bored. So join me, join us. I've always got to make it weird. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave it a cheeky little like and a comment down below, because I always love chatting to each and every one of you. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell, so you always know when I upload. I'm usually here on Fridays, but sometimes on a Monday, because I'm just weird like that. Take care everyone, have a wonderful magical week and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.